Hi all. So welcome to this session. So today we'll be discussing most probable questions that can be asked for pseudocode. So this is a very important round for Infosys and Accenture and some other companies also. So let us discuss questions one by one. I think you have got a fair idea on how to solve these questions. Okay. So let's discuss first question. Okay. I hope the screen is visible. I'll be using a sideboard app as well as PowerPoint to explain to you. Okay. So the first question is like number is set as 18. So number is initialized to 18. Result is written within double quotes. While number is greater than 0, digit is equal to num mod 8. Result is equal to digit plus result. Number is equal to num div 8 and ny. And what is the and the final result is stored in result. Okay. Final result is stored in result. So this is the code. Remember, what does mod give? Mod will give remainder. Okay. Mod will give remainder and by will give quotient. Okay. By will give quotient and mod will give remainder. So I'm explaining to you again. 16 mod 8 will give what? Remainder. What happens when 16 is divided by 8? Remainder is 0. And what happens when 16 is divided by 8? What's the quotient? Quotient is 2. Understood? So mod will give you remainder and by will give you, or quotient symbol will give you quotient part. Hope it is clear. Okay. So in our question, what is given? We are asked, we are given a number is stored is 18. Okay. Number is stored is 18 and we are asked to find the result. While num greater than 0 means 18 greater than 0, right? Digit is equal to number mod 8. So digit is equal to number means 18 mod 8. What is 18 mod 8? What happens when you divide 18 by 8? You get what? 2 as the remainder. So digit is equal to 2. Hope you are getting me, right? Digit is equal to 18 mod 8. So you get 2 as the remainder. Okay. And next step is result is equal to digit plus result. So what is digit here? 2. Okay. Now the interesting part, 2 is now plus what is result? You have just space in double quotes. So you're going to concatenate something. Okay. What is number part? Number divided by 8. What is number? 18. So 18 div means you get quotient. This is syntax in Pascal. Div will give quotient. Mod will give remainder. Mod will give remainder. Div will give quotient. So what happens now? 18 by 8. So again, here also the quotient is 2. Here also quotient is 2. Understood? So number is equal to 2 and digit is equal to 2. Now what's the next step? Again, number part is 2. Now again, it is going back to the loop part, 2 mod 8. What happens now? 2 is divided by 8. What's the remainder when 2 is divided by 8? Okay, remember, whenever we divide a smaller number with larger number, remainder will be smaller number. Understood? Whenever we divide smaller number with larger number, remainder will be smaller number. And quotient will be 0. Understood? Whenever we divide smaller number with larger number, remainder will be smaller number and quotient will be 0. So here, last value of number is 2. You are dividing 2 with 8. And what's the remainder? Again 2. What is digital? Digits 2. 2 plus space is concatenated. So it becomes what? 2 plus is like concatenation. So what's the result? Result becomes 22. Okay. And finally, we are printing result, which is 22. So here, we are converting one number system to another. It is nothing but what? We are converting number to base 8, which is octal. Clear? We are converting number from decimal to octal. Octal means what? Base 8. Understood? Anyone having any doubt on this? So here we are so it's a very important type question for pseudocode. You have to understand the number conversion from binary to decimal, decimal to binary, decimal to octal, and maybe hexadecimal. Okay, you have to understand these number conversions. Then you can straight away write the logic. Whenever some mod is written, it is about conversion to base. If it is mod 2, you can say converted to conversion to base 2, like that. Understood? Clear? This is a very important type question. You have to understand that. And remember, this is what simply concatenation. Okay. If it is a normal reversal number, you would have divided by 10 and add like that. But here we are not finding the sum of digits, just we are concatenating the characters. Hope it is clear to all. Anyone having any doubts, please be free to ask. So next question, set count is equal to 0, I equal to 1 to 5 do, j equal to I to 5 do. So remember, there are two loops, outer loop and inner loop. So first what happens, I is initialized to 1. Okay. Then starts j. J is initialized from 1 to 5. So first thing, when I equal to 1, we have to see how j is going to get operated. Okay. We have to see how j is going to get operated. So remember, when i's value is 1, j will run from 1 to 5. Isn't it? When the value of I is 1, j will run from 1 to 5. Okay. So 5 times inner loop get executed. Okay. Now, when I becomes 2, j will get executed from 2 to 5. When I becomes 3, j get executed from 3 to 5. Like that it happens. So what is the answer? Every time count is incremented. Every time count is incremented. Isn't it? Understood? So when I is 1, j get incremented, executed from 1 to 5. That is count is for j, count plus 1, like that it goes. Right. Then again, when I becomes 2, j get executed from 2 to 5. When I becomes 3, j get executed, like that it goes. When I becomes 5, it executed only once. So what is the answer? Yes, very good. 15 is the answer. I'll share you this PPT. You can try this after also. Okay, next question. For I equal to 5, down to 1, print I into 2, and 4. Okay. So what is the logic for behind this? I equal to 5, down to 1, print I into 2, and 4. So what happens inside? So initial value of 5 is I is 5. What happens now? I into 2. So what happens is I becomes 10. So 10 is displayed. Now I is decremented to 4. Okay. Now 4 is multiplied with 2. So it is not 10 into 8. It is 4 into 2, 8. Now I is again decremented to 3. So it is 3 into 2, 6. Like that it goes. So again, A is the right answer. Understood? Now this is a very interesting question. Okay. So a similar type of question was asked in last year's Accenture pattern exam also. Both companies follow pseudocode code. Okay. So I equal to 1 to 6. If I equal to 3, then continue like that. So when the value of I is 1, what happens? 1 will be printed. When the value of I becomes 2, 2 is printed. When the value of I is 3, condition is true. So it doesn't get printed. Understood? It doesn't get printed. But when again I becomes 4, 4 gets printed. When I becomes 5, 5 is printed, like that. So answer has to be D. Isn't it? Answer has to be D. Understood? So remember, whenever a condition is true, statement is executed. So what's the mandatory norm for a condition to be true? Condition should be non-zero value. Okay. It can be minus, it can be plus. Only one thing, it should not be 0. Understood? For a condition to be true, it should be non-zero. It can be positive as well as negative. Please remember this point while you take any objective exam. If minus 4 comes within bracket also, condition is true. If 4 comes within bracket also, condition is true. But when 0 comes within bracket, condition fails. Clear? So answer is none of the above, because it is 1, 2. Only one case is okay. It is not printed is what? When I becomes 3, because condition is true there. So please be free to ask any doubts or queries. Okay, it's nothing wrong. You should not shy away from asking the queries. This is another important question. I understand you now. You know what is mod. What is mod? Remainder operator. Okay. So in C programming, it is used by the symbol modulus. So sometimes if the question is mod or percentage symbol, treat it as remainder operator. If it is div or this symbol, treat it as an operator for getting the quotient part. Now, for I equal to 1 to 5, what happens? 1 mod 2. Remember, in Pascal programming language, this is same as equal to equal to. Understood? Equal to is same as equal to equal to. Okay. This is same as equal to operator in C programming. And for assignment, in C we use assignment operator. In Pascal it is colon equal to. In Pascal it is colon equal to. Most of the pseudocode questions are modeled after Pascal or C programming. Understood? So for I equal to 1 to 5, what happens if I mod 2 is equal to 0? What happens now? 1 mod 2 is 0. No, because 1 mod 2 is one is an odd number. So nothing happens. 1 is printed. Now 2 mod 2. What happens? 2 mod 2, remainder is 0. So 2 into 2. So you get the square. What do you get? 4. Right? You get 4. Then what happens now? 3 mod 2 is 0. No, the condition fails. So what happens? 3. Now okay. Again, 4. 4 mod 2 is 0. So again, what happens now? 4 into 4, 16. Okay. 5 mod 0. Yes. B is the answer. Okay. That means whenever number is even, it is squared. If the number is non-even, it is printed as such. Understood? If a number is non-even, it is printed as such. When the number is even, it is squared. Clear? I hope the logic is clear to all. Now, next one is also a very tricky question. Here, many students forget the concept of continue part and break part. Okay. So that is I'm emphasizing on that. So what happens here? For I equal to 1 to 6, what happens? When value of I is 1, okay, then 1 is printed. Okay. When value of I is 2, again 2 is printed. When I becomes 3, what happens? Condition is true here. So break. So it moves out of the loop. So answer is what? 1, 2. Clear? When I becomes 1, 1 is printed. And okay, when I becomes 2, excellent. 2 is printed. When I becomes 3, condition is satisfied. So break gets executed. So we get out from this. So 1, 2 is the answer. Clear? Next one. It's also, we are using both break and continue part here. Okay, we're going to use both break and continue part. So what happens now? 1 to 6. So when I equal to 1, okay, if I equal to 2, so what happens? When 1 is there, 1 is printed, there's no issue. When I becomes 2, condition is true. So this is not executed. That is, print I is not executed. I becomes 3, again, condition is true. Condition is not true, so it's executed. When I becomes 4, again, condition is true, so it gets executed. When condition is not true, so it's executed. Very good. And when I becomes 5, what happens? Control fails. So it breaks out. So answer is 1, 3, 4. Clear? 1, 3, 4. Remember, when you attend pseudocode, you have to remember these points. Always remember the code for number conversion. Okay? Always remember the code for number conversion. That is from one number system to another number system. Always remember the code for sorting numbers in ascending or descending order. Okay? It can, mostly it is bubble sort. It will be based on bubble sort. So questions can be based on sorting in ascending order or descending order. Please remember that pseudocode for sorting numbers in ascending order or descending order. Then linear search, okay, and binary search. Binary search is not that important, but yes, you have to just understand the concept. Okay. And fourth one is find the largest and smallest element of an array. Find the largest and smallest element of an array. Then find the sum of digits to a limit, or it can be sum of elements in an array. Then Fibonacci series, factorial of a number, or print factorial up to a limit, prime number, or print prime numbers to a limit. Understood? So you have to study this much logic. So pseudocode is relatively very easy, but many students lose out because of the fear of the programming factor. Okay. Some students believe that I am not good in C, I am not good in Python, I am not good in Pascal, so I may lose out pseudocode. It's very, very easy wrong. It is all about logic part. Okay, you just have to run the code. Okay, you can score full marks in pseudocode. So it is clear to all, right? Now I'll be very happy to answer any questions, any generic question if you have.
Sir, Fibonacci ഒന്നും കൂടി ഒന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു തരാൻ പറ്റുമോ?
Fibonacci series means here we are going to generate numbers in a sequence. Understood? For example, say you can start from 1, 1, then sum of these numbers. 1 plus 1 is 2, then 1 plus 2 is 3, 2 plus 3 is 5, 3 plus 5 is 8, like that. Understood? It's a pattern. You just have to understand pseudocode for the generating Fibonacci series. So a particular pattern is following. Okay. And also, just it is not that important for place in return round, but for interview part, they may ask you to print 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, like that. Hope it is clear to you.
Okay, sir.
Which question? You mean pseudocode or questions we discussed till now? Okay, fine. So one question that is important is pattern questions, where you may be asked to write the questions in generate star or any symbol in pattern 1, 2, 3, like that. Then repeatedly asked questions is like find, largest and smallest element in an array, sort the numbers in ascending order or descending order, mainly applying the concept of bubble sort. Then find the median of an array, maybe a mod of an array. What is mod? Maximum element that is occurring in an array. Okay. Then finding whether a number is, checking whether a number is prime or composite, printing prime numbers to a limit, factorial of a number, printing factorial numbers to a limit, sum of digits of a number, sum of digits to a limit, like that. Okay, that's relatively easy. And of course, number conversion, mainly binary to decimal, decimal to binary, and decimal to octal and hexadecimal. Okay, so normally one question will come from loop part. Remember, if doesn't come under loop. Okay, if doesn't come under loop, it just checks a condition. Okay, it just checks a condition. Now remember, in C programming we use while. Okay, and Pascal also we have while. Instead of do while, in Pascal it is repeat until. Okay, it's not that important, as you don't have to study Pascal. It is very unlikely that questions come from repeat until. I just tell you for your information purpose. So first question from PPT was number conversion. I'll be sharing you the PPT. Okay, I'll be sharing you the PPT after this class. So just be very cool and composed by attending the pseudocode questions. You can just run away and get the answer. And you can also go for elimination approach. What is elimination approach? So suppose you don't know the logic behind a question, you then go the reverse way. For example, 22, 24, 26, 28. You just have to go back from answer to the question. Okay, and find out whether it fits it. Okay, so only 5 questions are asked for Infosys pseudocode. Generally, if the pattern is same as that of last time. And we are the only center in India that provides one-to-one coaching for students to crack this exam. So if you are someone very seriously looking to crack this exam, you can contact in the number scrolled in this video. We'll be more than happy to help you. We create one-to-one study plan for each student. Also, please consider subscribing this channel. We will post information on various government exams, placement opportunities, and pattern of various companies.